Scientology is not a religious organisation. It is a criminal organisation that hides behind its so-called religious beliefs.
Senator Nick Xenophon tabled the awful stories of these ex-believers in Scientology.
These victims of Scientology claim it is an abusive, manipulative, violent and criminal organisation, and that criminality is condoned at the highest levels.
Yes, that's Australia's Senator Xenophon, getting a name for himself in Hollywood. Tommy Davis is Scientology's global spokesman. He's taking aim at Senator Xenophon and all of the ex-members criticising Scientology and, yes, me.
Yeah, I understand that you're an advocate for the senator, and that
I'm not an advocate for the senator.
You forwarded his bigoted witch-hunted views.
You've got that totally wrong, Tony.
You know what? And that's the position that you take. And you know what?
That's totally wrong.
You have that right.
Did you say that to get it on camera, to use it against me? Because that's totally untrue what you just said. You just said, you know, I'm an advocate for Senator Xenophon. Mm-hmm. Why do you say that?
Because you keep bringing up the statements that he's made. And
so does the Fairfax Press, News Limited, Channel 9, sure. The ABC.
Yeah. Well, I would say the same thing.
Are they all advocates for Senator Xenophon?
I don't know. I'd have to meet with them and talk to them.
More are coming forward. Other media are now telling their stories. Soon, I'll be just one of many Tommy Davis will deal with.
How do you reckon we'd all go if the elevator stopped? We were trapped here for 2 days in the elevator. How do you reckon we'd...
I'd probably kill myself.
I think we'd...
You'd probably kill yourself?
I'm just kidding.
How do you reckon we'd...
I think we'd be all right.
But Tommy Davis is waiting.
Oh, hi.
I have nothing to shake hands with you on.
Okay.
Yeah, I find it considerably obnoxious what you've done.
Every time we talk to a critic of Scientology, you within hours come up and say, that's an extortionist, that's a sexual pervert. It's as if you are terrified of anyone criticising your organisation. It's as if there's something that you've got to hide.
I am not terrified of anything, and you know what? I have absolutely nothing to hide whatsoever. Zero.
Really?
Dig,
okay.
and dig, and dig.
Okay, well give us some access.
It was a long day, and we were filmed continuously. The team needed a break.
Okay. We're just having an editorial conference in the loo because it's the only place where we can go to escape from them.
Are you guys doing okay in there?
Yeah, we're just
All three of you are in the bathroom together?
Yeah, well the point is, Tommy, is that
okay?
it's fine.
Is this like BBC policy or something?
You sit in this room across from these esteemed women, these dignified women.
You don't understand the nature of journalism with respect, Tom.
No.
Because
I don't understand the nature of you as a person.
Very good, thank you.
Is the thing that I'm at, because you have no objectivity whatsoever.
Thank you, I understand.
Zero. You're making this
yours.
film with no objectivity from a bigoted, slanted, preconceived, already determined idea of exactly how it's going to go. You're a closed-minded bigot. You are a bigot. You're the bigot.
People have emotional buttons. They have things that set them off.
Bigot.
Bigot, there you go.
That was the
religious bigot.
Call me a bigot annoys me because I'm not a bigot.
But if I keep cutting you off like this, I will actually drive you nuts.
It builds up like a dam. All these things you want to originate keep getting cut off, and it builds up like a dam, and finally it explodes.
No, hold a second, Tommy. No, stop there, Tommy.
No, I'm not stopping here. You listen to me for a second. You're accusing members of my religion of engaging in brainwashing.
No, Tommy, you stop!
Brainwashing is
listen to me! You were not there at the beginning of that interview! You were not there! You did not hear or record all of the interview! Do you understand?
Brainwashing is a crime against humanity.
Tommy had announced to David Miscavige specifically that he was the person that should be dealing with you because he could drive you psychotic.
I am definitely the person who drives him more psychotic than anyone. He goes nuts around me, and I'm going to keep it up.
Australians know you, Tommy, obviously from this screaming tirade that you copped from John Sweeney, that he says was a result of being followed, harangued and harassed and browbeaten by you. What the hell happened there?
How do you feel? Have you felt browbeaten or harassed by me?
Well, no. And
has that been your experience?
Well, no, and people might wonder if you purposely avoided going me to present a very calm, relaxed. This is what I'm saying. People might wonder that when they juxtapose that.
You did not hear or record all of the interview!
with the Tommy I'm sitting in front of.
Yeah.
Are you a Jekyll and Hyde?
No, I don't think so. What's been your experience?
I haven't seen that Tommy.
Okay, good.
Today.
I don't think you will.
but that's kind of the Jekyll, isn't it?
I'm saying, here's the thing. If you came to me and said we were talking to Marty Rathbun and he's left the church and he's talking about some of his disagreements and so on and so forth, and he never brought up anything about physical violence, I never said anything about David Miscavige beating this person, that person, whatever, I wouldn't bring it up. I wouldn't. Even though I knew it would annihilate his credibility, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But he's the one who's saying that David Miscavige beat these people, and he's saying that David Miscavige beat the exact same people that he beat. And that's what pisses me off. Because this guy is a fucking lunatic, and I don't have to explain how or why he became one, or how it was allowable. The fact is he's saying David Miscavige did what he did. Not once, not twice, but 50 times to 22 people where the people are still around and they can attest to it and there are witnesses to it. And the instances that you're saying that Mr. Miscavige engaged in aren't that way. And you're saying 75 to 100, but it isn't true. And now I'm getting a little angry. Am I angry at you? Not necessarily. But I'm goddamn pissed at Marty Rathbun. Because let me tell you, I dealt with that guy. And when you talk to him again, you tell him that Tommy Davis said he is an outright coward. And that he made himself out like a tough guy, and he's a bastard and a coward. And a psychotic. Psychotic. That he would do this to his friends, the people that he worked with. Joe, look at me when I'm talking to you. The people that he worked with, like us, his friends who trusted him, who thought that he had our backs in the clutches when people were trying to destroy us, and he does this, he has no credibility. He's a bad man and he's psychotic. And you make sure that you tell him that I said he's psychotic. Because he is. Because only a psychotic would do what he's doing.
As you know, there are some people, and one of them is a correspondent for the Village Voice, who says the basic belief system or the basic tenet of the Church of Scientology is to rid the body of space alien parasites, to clear oneself.
Well, John, does that sound silly to you? I mean, it's unrecognizable to me.
The Church of Scientology is about, quote, ridding the body of space alien parasites. And your reaction but then and now is what exactly to that claim?
You know, here's the thing. There are outrageous claims out there on the internet about what Scientologists believe.
What seems to be, in a sense, curious is, at least according to L. Ron Hubbard's own words, and I quote, "The head of the Galactic Confederation, 76 planets around larger stars fizzle from here."
I can stop you.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Okay. I'm familiar with the material. I think what you're getting at is that the confidential scriptures of the church, or information that is purportedly not open or isn't available, or these kinds of things. For you to talk to me, you as someone who's not a Scientologist, to talk to me about what my beliefs are, or to ask me to explain any core religious belief, that's an offensive concept. Nobody should ever be asked to do that. Nobody does that. And for anyone to be asked to explain the more esoteric or the more advanced concepts and ideas of Scientology to a non-believer is something that we'll never do.
Well, that'd be as if like the book, but wouldn't that be as if...
Because the phenomena that occurs on the internet in particular, and with apostates and people who have left the church and now seek to destroy it or criticize it, is a twisting and a ridicule and a denigrating of the religious beliefs of Scientologists. And that's just something that really, it's bigoted, it's discriminatory, it's hateful, it's harmful, and it's disrespectful to anybody's religious beliefs. And like I said, nobody should be asked to explain it. And the thing is that detractors of the church know full well that it violates Scientologists' religious beliefs to discuss the esoteric or upper-level materials of Dianetics and Scientology. They feed it to the media with the intent that the media will try and embarrass or put on the spot or ask Scientologists to explain their religious beliefs, but really in doing so compromise sacredly held beliefs, religious beliefs. And so if you want to talk about the words or the stories or the information that's on the internet to a Scientologist, because of what you were found or what you were directed to or what you went and found on the internet is to fall into the trap of hate that is forwarded by these types of people, because the intent is to put, for example, say me as a Scientologist, just aside from my position as a spokesperson for the church, I am a Scientologist. This is my religion. I do practice it, and it violates my religious beliefs to discuss what is or isn't the esoteric or upper-level materials of Dianetics and Scientology. It violates my beliefs to engage in a debate on it, and I have no obligation to do so. I've never done it, and I never will. I just won't. What you're doing right now, and what it is that you're saying to me, is an intent to ridicule religious beliefs. That's really what we're talking about. And you're just forwarding an agenda of hate. The fact of the matter is no member of any faith should ever be asked or required to explain to non-believers their religious beliefs. And anyone who insists that they do, anyone who insists that they interpret it or otherwise, I'm not going to do it. Even in the position that you put me in now, where you're there, you're holding something, you're reading it, you're telling me what it says, you're telling me what it's about. The whole point I'm trying to make is that I, as a Scientologist, let alone as someone who has worked for the church for half my life, I refuse to even engage in the debate, because there is no debate.
Do you believe that there was a galactic emperor called Zeno who brought his people to Earth 75 million years ago and buried them in volcanoes?
Okay.
Do you believe that?
Martin, I am not going to discuss the disgusting perversions of Scientology beliefs that can be found now commonly on the internet and be put in the position of talking about things talking about things that are so fundamentally offensive to Scientologists to discuss.
Well, I have the burden of my own journalistic responsibility that I bring to this meeting, and I hope that I've been appropriately respectful of you in my asking of the questions.
Well, you haven't, to the degree that the question that you asked me, you know, by virtue of the fact that it's been made very clear in other media entities that it's something that we consider offensive. And it is in violation of my religious beliefs to talk about them.
So just for clarification, do you personally believe...
I'm going to stop you. If you're going to ask me that question again, and you're going to repeat things about volcanoes and this kind of thing and so on and so forth, I will stand up and walk out, Martin, because what you're doing by doing that is you are intentionally asking me things which you know I find offensive, and you're insisting on asking me of them. So I'm asking you one more time.
Mr. Davis, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to ask you a series of questions about the public faith that you have. I'm not trying to mock you. I'm trying to understand what your beliefs are.
Sure.
You've explained what auditing is. You've explained the growth of the church. You've done all of those things.
Sure.
I am asking you in the context of those questions. Is it true that L. Ron Hubbard said that understanding the origins of the human race as described through Zenu and the intergalactic emperor, is it true that somebody would die and catch pneumonia?
Some people say it's a sinister cult.
No, you listen to me for a second. You have no right whatsoever to say what and what isn't a religion. And for you to repeatedly refer to my faith in those terms is so derogatory, so offensive, and so bigoted. And the reason you keep repeating it is because you wanted to get a reaction like you're getting right now. Well, buddy, you got it. Right here, right now. I'm angry. Real angry.